Welcome to the AudioQuest sound room. This is more or less the nerve center of the company. We do a lot of our testing in here, and we do a lot of just simply playing music for pleasure in here as well. We also do lots of product demos for visiting dealers and distributors. So when most people think of high-end audio, first thing they think of are gargantuan systems, more or less like this one, where you've got huge speakers that dominate the living room, great big amplifiers, preamplifiers, a lot of gear. Most people need a more modest setup, and that's why we have these listening stations that are along this wall. What does everybody have? Everyone has a desk. Whatever they've got a desk, which actually makes a wonderful setup for listening. When I'm doing recording or mixing, we use what we call near-field monitors. One of the great things about using a desk system is that you're listening near-field just like we do when we mix a record. And it's incredibly compelling. You're kind of in your own little sound bubble. You hear staging just like you would in a massive system. And you actually, if you're outside the bubble, it's not that loud. So if you're in a domestic situation where, kids are playing, what have you, you've got your own desk, you can have your monitors. They can be, these are KEF monitors, LS50s, that are pretty nice, but you don't need to even spend that much money. Over here, we have a very modest Denon system with Pioneer speakers. When you're sitting here in the bubble, listening near field, you still have the exact same sensation of being completely surrounded by sound. And again, when you're outside the bubble, it's not very loud to other people. Over in this system, again, near field, a desk type system, we have a more typical Pioneer receiver with a Pioneer DVD player, Blu-ray player, and we tend to do some of our HDMI audio testing over here. We actually take it to kind of an absurd length when we go to this one, which is in effect a glorified boombox. This is a little Yamaha, they call them executive systems. What we do at this station is we have the signal set up in mono. So both speakers are in mono, same signal going to both speakers. And on one speaker, we hook up a multi-strand cable this one is fairly famous. Lots of copper, lots of strands. The way it's made is totally different than what we would do. That's hooked up to one speaker, and then on the other speaker, we hook up a very modestly priced solid core speaker cable that we make, and we have the user simply scan back and forth with the balance control to hear the exact same program material going speaker to speaker, and you can hear the difference dramatically as you go from stranded cable to solid core. This is a W Zeppelin, which is just a desktop system, and with a little iPod attached. And what we're doing here is the demo is to show a power cord difference. So we're showing the difference between stock power cord that comes with the W Zeppelin, and then we switch it over to one of our very modestly priced AC cables called Energy X. And again, the difference just has people laughing. It's astounding the difference just an AC power cord can make. So this is what happens in the sound room, in addition to lots of testing that we do, primarily on the big system.